Hello everybody, welcome to the 3D Learning Hub. Welcome, thank you for stopping by. Welcome if you're new. I hope you find this information I'm about to give you interested and helpful. If you like what you're seeing, please consider subscribing. Click the notification bell so you are aware of any updates, any new videos or shorts that I post. Anyway, so on this video, basically we keep working on UVs, and but specifically I like this video because I did find that there was a lot of mistakes, or there were some mistakes on my project. For those who don't know, I started this project a while ago, so I'm coming back to it and I'm finding mistakes. I'm deleting things, redoing things. So this is really good example of what to do and what not to do when you're jumping back into a project, and also it's a really good project for those who just starting. So because we learn by our mistakes, and so I'm really liking this project because I can show you a lot of things and what to do when you're new, using Maya, and what kind of tools and what kind of steps to take if there's mistakes in your project, right? So real quick right here, so basically this is a voiceover. My mic died when I was recording my screen, so anyways, it's all good. But so basically what I'm doing here is I've decided to insulate this object right here. So I'm just looking to see what kind of UV projection I had done before, and I realized it's kind of halfway done and not finished. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to work on it, and what I like to do, like you saw it right now, I selected the whole object and I went and clicked and then I pressed and hold Control 1 to insulate the object. Now I'm gonna work on these, and what I'm gonna do, what I like to do when I'm working on one object, I like to keep all the UVs together so I can put them in the on together when I'm done with it. I put it together in the UV set, so I give it a space dedicated for it on my UV set. So yeah, let's get working on this. I'm gonna stop talking right now, and I'm gonna speed up a little bit the video. I'm gonna speed it up a little bit, sorry. But not too much so you don't know what I'm doing. So let's go ahead and work on this, and when I see something I need to explain to you, I'll stop it so I can share with you what's going on, and so you can understand what we're doing here. All right, let's do it. So I'm gonna stop this right here. I'm gonna slow it down. So I realize here that I'm UVing this power supply box to the AC unit, and I realized there's a mistake in my model. I don't know how it happened. It's definitely something that I didn't catch when I was first modeling my object, because if you see that vertex, that edge that I just selected, it's not going anywhere. It's not connecting around the top like a good edge flow should do, because edge flow for 3D models is really important, meaning that if you double click on an edge, it should start at some point and wrap around the object and end where it's supposed to, if that makes sense. So in this case, I'm selecting that edge, and it's supposed to go around up and back, kind of making, kind of cutting the square, right? A slice of the square. So right now it's not going anywhere. So what I'm doing, I'm trying to figure it out what happened. I'm trying to figure out what to do to fix it. So it looks like I'm thinking about, if I combine two vertex or to the two vertices, what will happen to the model? So I'm trying to be really careful to not make the problem even bigger than it is right now. I know I already made a mistake, so I don't want to make this bigger with that one. So that will actually destroy my model. So I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna delete that edge, because that will destroy my project or my object. So just keep investigating, and you'll find yourself doing this a lot, especially when you're learning. This is nothing to be worried about. You might be frustrated. However, it's something that you gotta go through, because making mistakes, you will learn. By making mistakes, you will learn. But remember to always save this in your database, in your mind, for next time you model something, right? How did I fix this mistake? How did I get there? In my case, because I left this project for a while, I can't remember what happened, what I did wrong. However, I am very careful in general, so I really don't know what happened. But even if you've been doing this for 10 years, sometimes you will make those mistakes. So it's okay. If you can fix them, it's okay. Sometimes there are mistakes that you cannot fix, so it's easier to remodel that object. So you have to really make a decision and kind of make it quick, right? I might go into multi-cut, try to unify one edge to the other edge on the other side. That's what I'm trying to do here, and pretty soon I'm gonna realize this is not working. However, at the same time, I'm thinking, should I remodel this? What's gonna take more time? Is it gonna be me trying to fix the edge loops here, or is it gonna be actually creating a new object? In this case, maybe creating a new object wasn't going to be too crazy, because it's a very easy, simple object. It's basically a square with a few extrudes. But I'm still investigating and see what I can do. Right here, I try to do one and see how it doesn't go around like it's supposed to. It goes and tries, the edge tries to travel on the edge. So that means there's geometry that has been condensed or contracted and between the top part and that middle part. So pretty soon I realized that there's another step that I need to take, and let me speed it up and see and stop it when I'm actually working on the solution. All right. Alright, so let me slow it down right here because I'm working here on the solution now, and that is to merge the vertex, and I actually have a nice flow with the vertex without having to compromise the shape and of the object. So as you can see, merging all the vertex, and just keep, remember, press and hold the space key to bring down menu. You'll see here in a little bit, and then I go to my option to merge the vertex. And as you can see here, I'm having an issue. I'm trying to figure it out, and what did I do? I got rid of that extra edge, and things are working better. See, there's no more geometry, wasted geometry. It's looking good. I'm just gonna go around the object and do the same, merge those corner edges to fix the problem. And for some reason I keep trying to do another way. I was doubting myself, and I'm actually glad I'm showing this, because as an artist, any type of art that you create, either fine arts, 3D arts, digital, whatever, you're always going to second guess yourself. So that's what I was doing there, but then I realized, what am I doing? Just the solution. Keep working on it. There's a project to be done. It's okay. I made a mistake. Let's move on. So that's what I'm doing around all this object, is merging the edges, the vertex together to create one nice flow of my vertex, of my edges, or edge loop flow. So and things are working out. Things worked out. I'm adding all the edges to see if any other things have been affected by what I just did, but it seems like everything is looking good. So let's go ahead and keep working on this. I'm gonna speed this up again, and let's get it done. I'm gonna slow down when I get done with this object, with this whole entire AC unit, so you can see what I'm gonna do next. Let's do it.
on good though, bitch from Pluto. Passing like Saturn, how they ring. Can't eat at my table, there's nothing you bring. I cannot fuck with these red guys, dripping on and she bad times. Taking her back by her ass and think she in love with my cash size. Put a little hard like bad vibes, can give me no cash, boo. Don't get a hobby, counting these racks in my pastime. Call back on me, take a tramp, man with a tragedy. My bitch, you look a masterpiece. I'm on a draw like a cavity. If 12 ask me questions, ain't telling shit. I just don't get to the Benjamin. Spend it, I'm on bitch on my battery. Charged up, unless you shit. She in my balls like giving it. Grab, you know that I'm getting it. I get this shit, it's evident. I don't do no after, stream on me, entree. Talk to the cops like Kanye. Pick out 2000, no Andre. I just want blue notes, I just want Euro. Smoking on good though, bitch from Pluto. Passing like Saturn, how they ring. Can't eat at my table, there's nothing you bring. I just want blue notes, I just want Euros. Smoking on good though, bitch from Pluto. Passing like Saturn, how they ring. Can't eat at my table, there's nothing you bring.
Alright, let me slow it down here a little bit for you. So what I'm doing right now, so basically everything is projected, everything is UV'd already. So what I'm doing, it's what I call, I'm packaging it. Basically I'm putting the whole AC unit with the tubes, with the power supply box and everything, kind of together, right? Not kind of, but together. So that way, in a moment you'll see, that way I can put them in a space in my UV space, right? I'm gonna select where I wanna put it, and why would I do that? Why would I keep it all together like that? So if ever need to go back to it, or if I need to make a change, or for some reason anything happens where I need to increase the UV space or the UVs on this object, I can go and say, hey, okay, this unit's right here. I know I put the power supply in the same area, so I can go to those UVs and work on those UVs. So I'm not like looking around, because sometimes you'll have, it depends on what you're working on, right? If you're working in a video game, you will not have as many UVs sets as you will have in a movie. So you probably spend a little less time looking for it. But if you're working on a project for a movie, we're talking about, you can be so many sets of UVs. If you're looking for just one power supply and you didn't put them together and you're looking for it, you can find it by selecting it, of course, but you don't know what else you would affect by that change, if that makes sense. So if they say, if I put that power supply box with, I don't know, the trash cans that are at the very end of the alleyway, if I need to increase them, am I going to take over some of those trash can space UVs? Do I have to shrink the UVs? In this case, I'm thinking about where I'm going to put it all together, where it makes sense. So in this case, what makes sense to me is to put those UVs with this room or this restaurant right here, or this corner, because it makes sense, right? Everything is kind of being put together that is on the same area. So when you make a change, if you need to, hopefully you don't, hopefully you've worked hard and were careful to do your UVs and you don't have to go back to it. But if you do, everything is from the same corner, from the same area. So if you need to modify one UV, you can probably modify the other ones a little easier, right? Because they kind of complement each other on an environment. So right now, so that's what I'm doing. I'm selecting the whole corner, this whole restaurant, so that I can find a space for these UVs. And by doing this, also I'm gonna realize really quick here that I made another mistake. And this is why I like this video, because then you can see how I fixed that one mistake. And yeah, that was one of my kids asking me to open one of his yogurts. They're having some snacks. You know, like I said before, I'm a dad, so I'm doing this whenever I, have free time, and I can, I can share my information, share my knowledge of 3D with the world. Sometimes we gotta deal with real life. So if you're a dad out there, a parent out there trying to break into the industry, you can find the time. It sucks a lot of the time, so you can find it and you'll be successful if you organize your thoughts, organize it, crave, just make some space for you to do it. And even if you have interruptions because you have kids, plan for those so you don't get frustrated. All right. So anyways, so right now I'm going to speed this up to where you can still see what I'm doing. But I'm gonna speed it up. I mean, this video is already getting really long, but to where the mistakes are, so you can see it, you can digest it, and then I'll comment on it.
Please don't let me into my zone. 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 Please don't let me into my zone. 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 Please don't let me into my zone. 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 Please don't let me into my zone.
realized when I was working on this that the UVs were a mess. So I'm just gonna do a quick commentary on this. So what I decided to do is to kind of rearrange some of these UVs. I'm selecting a lot of the items that are already on sets, UV sets. So I'm gonna rearrange some of these to open space and for things to make a little more sense. All right, let's do it. All right, let's slow this down here real quick. So I realized I didn't have shaded on. As you can see, it's the second icon on the left-hand corner of the UV editor. It's shaded, so it gives a light shade to the UVs. Why is this important? Because if your UVs are blue, that means they're good. If they're red, that means they are reversed. You need to flip them. And if they're purple, a purple because you have a blue on top of a red, you need to fix that. So that means there is a UV here that it's reversed and you need to flip it. So here you're gonna see all the mistakes that I made and that I needed to fix, and which is just really good experience for you to see it, me doing it. So when you encounter this on your own projects, you go, hey, that dude from YouTube made these mistakes too, and this is how he fixed them. And so to, when I realize there's more than one mistake, so I'm gonna unfold this and realize that the UVs or the edges on this object are not together. So this is where I'm gonna start fixing it. So you can see I can pull them out more. So I'm trying to figure it out. So when I'm pulling like this, I'm just trying to figure out what's going on. So I'm gonna go back and unfold again, and see that's ugly. So that means the edge is unfolding, but I can fix them. I can fix them by taking the UVs, moving that over, and then sewing these edges together. So I'm gonna speed this up a little more. This is the end of the video. We're approaching the 40 minutes. I'm gonna speed this up to the end. So you'll see I'm still not do it super fast, so you can still see I'm gonna do a lot of UV moving. I'm gonna do a lot of sewing back together, sewing some edges together. And yes, when I'm sewing edges together, it will edge it on the UVs, and it will sew it in the UVs, and it sew it together in the object too. So these are mistakes that I make on some of the objects. Like I said like I said, I worked on this a while ago, so I don't know, I might have been working on this too late, but there's some mistakes that happens, and I'm glad they're happening right now, for you guys to see, for everybody to see, and learn from my mistakes. And this is all about the learning curve, right? We make mistakes. So for anybody who's new here, thank you for watching. Please again consider subscribing. And if you really new and you want more basic knowledge of Maya, watch my previous videos. Those are when I start explaining the UI interface, the user interface, where I start explaining more of the basics of Maya. So let's go. Thank you again for watching. I'll have another video ready for you guys, hopefully in the next week or so. All right, take care.